Why, hello there, fellow smugglers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, Fire in the Hold. Episode 10. Two shy people in an awkward conversation. Alright, hey, bud, you want to chat? Do we share a homeworld? Try to bond over sharing a homeworld. Softward stance a bit. Ask about your skills. So you are actually a K-Leg permanent resident, which is impressive. Now in terms of my own, anything that lowers my altruism would be great. You asked about the recent humidity and temperature on board. What is there, like an altruism? Yawn in face? Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. Altruism up? Yes, sir. Because I'm feeling very greedy right now, and if I could get that greedy down, that'd be great. I'm going to reminisce with them, and then ask how they are, and, you know, try to be nice. Now, I am looking for crew, but I think it makes the most sense to bring on female crew so that it satisfies, like, intimacy needs too. I'm reminded of a strange, compelling story, and he tells it at length. I am going to... I have no idea. Mildly funny comment. Yeah, I'm really bad at making conversation, as you might have been able to tell. Shoot the breeze. Let's... mention headlines. And then, sorry to do this, but I've got some repair to make. So I'm going to get back to work. Hypothetically, so right now in the cabin here, we do have 11% or 1% carbon dioxide, but it's 296 Kelvin, which is like a little warm, but room temperature. So you know what? Helmet off. Oh God. I died. Okay, it is pressurized over there. Yep. So we're okay. So we are at about 1 bar atmo, and yeah, we're good. Oh, you had questions if there was upgrades to the nav station. There's not a lot of upgrades that you can buy for your nav station, but there are some. So just to for instance, here's the difference between the two. So as you can see, I have every module that it has, I think, at quick glance. No, maybe not. I have sensors. I don't think this has sensors. This does have a torch drive module that I don't think I have. So let's take it, boop, and put it on ours. Which means using, because eventually I'm going to want a torch drive, right? I really don't use mooring controls. I barely use diagnostics. There. Done. No, wait, no. Torch drive. Done. Cool. So I have torch drive on it now. There you go. Where am I, by the way? I am 29 minutes out of Kayla. I'm going to accelerate because I don't have a lot of power. So I'm going to bring this up to 200 meters a second. Because I have 51 minutes of power. So yeah, it's kind of needed. Why am I restoring your crowbar? The heck? Alright, fine. Study construction engineering to keep you from, like, repairing his stuff. Can you not rotate them? I mean, no, because, like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, you wouldn't rotate components of your car. You wouldn't put the radio upside down. It would just be confusing, right? No, nobody does that. That's not a thing. All right, where are we? Because I know I'm moving fast now, so we're gonna have to be. Oh, yep. I don't want to hit 1036 Ganymed, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of a transfer burn here. So let's slow down and strafe out a little bit. And sorry, Franklin, I'm gonna have to raise our thrust a little bit. I will try not to knock you to your feet, or off your feet. So relative velocity now is only down to about 100, so we're not like death collision. I've strafed outwards a little bit, and now I'm going to cut all that cross velocity. So we can bring it into K-lag. Cross velocity is basically 0. Heading is basically 0. And now we park. And I feel like I just indirectly rescued Franklin, but that's cool. I mean, you know, whatever. Oh, one thing I did not make note of is I should have made note of that ship, because it's, like, absolutely worth going back to. So I'll try to work out exactly what ship that was. I should have written a captain's note, in other words. And hadn't. I wasn't even trying to line this up perfectly, and I don't even think I'm going to need it. Nope, I didn't need a maneuver at all. Just came right in. Should be in the ship logs. Yeah, you're right about that. It would be. All right. Franklin, where are you? Wow, you got the hell off my ship so fast. Holy moly. He was like, okay, thanks, bye. You're welcome for, you know, you not dying out there, you ingrate. So now that I have a very different configured ship, let's go ahead and revisit the zones. In fact, I'm just going to throw this zone out entirely because I'm sure it's going to be very, very, very different. So, new zone. This will be barter and... That's not how to spell barter. Barter and haul. Not a lot of space. I'm going to leave the fire extinguisher out. So not a lot of space for stuff. But yeah, that's fine. Alright, all the pockets, all these like sub doors are all pressurized, so I don't need a helmet for this. So, power. Yes, please. And now we actually can top up our O2 and N2, because I actually have an O2 tank. Sweet. Time to use a toilet. So, we have a pressurized little ship now. The next big thing is buy a dolly and then plan out a reactor room. So I want a dolly just to make it a little bit easier to mass haul stuff. I was hoping to salvage one, but I don't. That's probably not in the cards. Let's go ahead into the Bingham charger here. Was that not charging this whole time? What the hell? Did someone take my battery? I remember there being more batteries in there. Well, I have this other battery. So we have a bunch of batteries. Let's stick them into our own charger. So now I have a lot of spare suit batteries. That should not be an issue at all. This old O2 can I will sell and then just buy from supplies a new one. If, you know, here we go. Because they're... Oh, okay. What happened to you, dude? Oh, you have a pressure suit on and you've been in... I mean, I'm not here to kink shame you, but you might want to breathe, bud. Hang on, I'm going to save his life. This law enforcement officer... You know what? I'm just gonna get in trouble, like, touching him. No, drop. Put him down. I think what's happening is he's wearing a suit. This is a different Franklin. Yeah, this is a totally different Franklin. This is a law enforcement officer. But he's wearing a suit, and I'm guessing his suit doesn't exactly have gas inside. Yeah, it really doesn't. So he's suffocating in there, but, like... I don't think there's good Samaritan laws that would protect me from helping him, so I'm worried about being penalized, so I'm just not going to touch him. Wasn't that bug supposed to be fixed ages ago? I don't know, you tell me. Alright, here we do have some mobile light walls, but I'm pretty done with them. So let's go ahead and get the dolly. Have I even traveled to Mescaform? I don't think I have. So I think this is the first time traveling to the old Emporium Mescaform. I don't, as I said at the start of the stream, I don't really intend to do a lot of, like, black market stuff, but let me read this. The red neons cast heavy shadows in the old Emporium, K-Leg's only leisure district. The OE is a relic of a former world, a portal to the halcyon days of wildcat Nigerian colony before Earth's ablation cascade gutted the economy. What that means is Earth had too much debris in its atmosphere. It created like basically a screen of debris so nothing can leave or enter Earth without colliding with everything else, which is the ablation cascade. Spacers come here to escape the bureaucratic grind, to imagine a world without bosses, to split a chilled bottle of Bismuth Naya, even when they can't afford to. A dozen meters away from the shuttle stop, you see a knot of revelers gathered in a warm light of the Mescaform bar. Laughter and conversation float through the Mescaform in a melange of English, Mandarin, and even Yoruba. That last one might be a sign AO managers are mixing it up with the common folk. Whatever the language, the warm organics of human voices in close proximity is welcome departure from the hollow echo of a comms chatter. One of the faces in the crowd is the Fixer. They're a known quantity in the station community, K-Leg's portal to the system-wide, ever-shifting black market, whose appetite for used parts and other rare salvage can never be sated. Shouldn't be too hard to get the Fixer talking. Just mention you have something to trade, and they're likely to be interested. So if you want, this is the Fixer. In my case, it's Shelby Higgins. Yep, criminal. And they typically are in the bar on the left. They are looking for a very small subset of ship parts. So you can talk to the Fixer and figure out what they want to buy, and they'll give you a better price for it than the license dealer. But they don't buy everything. So I tend not to go through the Fixer because they have a very limited interest in the stuff, the typical stuff that I would have. I can talk to the fixer just to show you the list, though, in a minute. But over here in the Sundries dealer is just like your equipment, your installation equipment. So you've got tables and chairs, you've got computers and TVs and lighting, access hatches, auto vents. All this stuff is very expensive. Sinks, water, toilets, fridges, coolers. Right, so like the cooler I salvaged off of that ship would have cost me 19,000 here. I can sell them for what, like 4,000 or 5,000? Obviously, it's way better to find and repair and restore than to buy, which is why I was going for like everything on my ship basically was found. In other words, bulkhead bins, storage racks, so on and so forth. The storage bin is massive. That thing stores a lot of stuff. But if we were to buy the like smoke alarms, I mean that's 600. It's so much money. This is so much more expensive than it needs to be. I came down here looking to see if there was any components that I had overlooked. Obviously, we don't have a CO2 scrubber on our ship, and I don't intend to build one or put one in just yet. There might be a need for a bed at some point. I haven't forgotten about that, because we might want to start sleeping now that we have a pressurized cabin in our own ship. But I'm not going to do that just yet. So I came over here to just to show you what the fence is like. Why are you also blacking out? What is going on here? And I'm going to try to charm you. Offer to trade. Or conversation. So you kind of need to like, and it used to be a lot worse, but you kind of need to chat them up so that they don't think you're a law enforcement officer before they're willing to trade with you. And she keeps telling me later. At least she's willing to talk to me. Complain about authorities. Yeah. I'll also complain about authorities. Still later. Mention headlines. So it's just kind of building rapport with them until they're willing to do business with you. And I can also open my social overlay just to see how we're faring there. Not well, by the way. Can you just... I just want to... trade. Oh my god. You're making this way more difficult, Shelby. You can see why I wasn't eager to do this. Okay, I'll give this another minute and then just, like, give up. Ooh, flirty smile. Is that enough? I'll ask about your skills. Okay, and you just laugh at me? Cool. Yeah, you only have to do this once per character. That's true, but, like, it's not my favorite part. Really? You still don't want to offer to trade? Come on. I've got stuff. I'm a salvager. I'm pretty good at my job. I'll even flirt with you. Because you are a female. You've got an interesting looking face, though. You've got, like, caterpillar eyebrows. You are just ridiculously being annoying here at this point. I'll just keep complaining about authorities, because that seems to be what you want me to do. It's like, yeah, authorities suck. They, like, anytime they want to board you... Oh, here we go. Attempt to charm you. Resist charm. Of course. Yeah, I don't really like the AOSEC security people either, because they are pretty scary to be around. If they ever try to board you, they just like open murder you. They're like, well, we don't care. We're gonna board and smash into you at like, 1,000 meters a second and smoke you. All right, so one of the other things is if you look at them, you can see how they think about you. And their other, so this is, I don't know why they're blacking out. I think that's just like a bug. But you can see like what they're thinking about. They're also shy. I think this doesn't help. We're both two shy people trying to strike up a conversation. Oh, here we go, finally. So now they're willing to make a deal with us. So this is what they're willing to sell us. And this is all like black market stuff. And then this is what they're looking to buy. So right now in my current stuff, they only want, and actually I'm definitely going to be offered a better price for the nav console to them at 15K than the license dealer would ever buy it at. And that's the only thing I have on my person that they even want to buy. So yeah, okay. But the way to see what they would like to buy is to click this other wanted item. And you can see this is the list. So if I had, like, let's say, I don't know, a nav console, you can see, yeah, they buy it. A heater, they buy it, so on and so forth. An MHD, and these are higher prices than the license dealer will give you, but like not by enough that it will typically be worth your time to run over here. Generally speaking, in my opinion. I mean, you can, but yeah, whatever. Okay, so there it is. Let's go back to the port. Yep, the friend bit did pop up. It took a minute. You dead? Yeah, you're dead. That's all right. Buying the super handy equipment truck. Done. Done. So now we got a dolly. Okay. Here, I'm dragging it. We have a dolly, and this is really good for hauling like components around. And I'm going to rename this dolly Hunter's Dolly, so that I do not sell it. We still have to sell the old ox bottle and PDA. There is also a possibility that there was stuff on that PDA that the fence would have bought, but like I'm not going to go back over there. I don't really care enough. So PDA, this has the damn mass stuff, and yep, some contact data. And this other PDA has an internals. Oh, this other PDA has some spicy stuff, plus the heat viz. So, $18K for the PDAs, and then $28 for the ox bottle. Done. Alright, we're looking good. Let's see. Oxygen's nice and full. Suit battery's nice and full. We're good to go. So, we got the dolly. Let's push off and head back to the ship we were just at, because it has a lot of, I paid my fees, right? Yes. It has a lot of the parts that we would want for a potential reactor room. So, might as well. Oh, I'm already not docked. Yeah, okay. Good job, me. Oh god, don't hit me. Alright, so in the ship logs, if we open up the ship logs, we can see where we were recently in the logs for like what we've boarded. So I think it was the KSOC that we should be looking for. And I don't think it's in visual data range. Where it should be over here somewhere. It's weird that it isn't. Let me spin the ship around and see if our optics improve. Yeah, our optics are improving now that I'm facing it. Where'd that ship go? For real. Oh, there it is. So I think what I'm going to do is hit up this ship on the way there, because it's like the halfway mark, and then go to the KSOC afterwards. Because that one has, like, really important reactor stuff. I don't have anyone else on the ship, so I can ramp up the maneuver. Okay, and we're heading to whatever this is now. Nice and fast. Is there any auto tasks to do? Nope. Okay. Are we in a mood to you know what? Let's do some reminiscing and stuff. Trying to bring that desire for intimacy back within reason. And I think we're good. Now I'm coming a little hot into this ship, so I'm gonna raise my thrust up way high so we can slow down in time. Alright, now we're only moving at 76 meters a second, not 200. Good. I don't need to finally pay off the ship, make it worth flying, and then slam into something at like Mach 20. Or not literally. Well, I don't... You can't really have Mach in space, because, yeah, it's vacuum or whatever, but... Whatever. It wouldn't even be Mach 1. Mach 1 would be, what, 340 meters a second in 1 atmo? Something? Never mind. I don't... Doesn't matter. We don't want to slam into anything. Alright. And I have no idea if this ship is worth it. It was just, like, on the way, so we might as well hit it up. Provided it doesn't have, like, pirates or something. So, before we actually disembark, visor. Damage. Heat. So it has a reactor room. It has a working cooler. It has ablative core liners. And a bin. So we'll I'm gonna loot this as if I would loot other ships. Checking its stuff for high value items. Another thing that I might want is a second battery for my own ship, so that I'm not like constantly low power. I think that would be wise. So maybe try to get another battery. Ooh, a nice yellow helmet. So we do have a battery here. It's broken, but we could repair it. And this is a Hydra that's like embedded in the walls. Super interesting. So I don't have scrap carbon fiber to repair this thing, but it's obviously going to be worth bring it back to K-Leg and repairing it there. Also, why don't I have my dolly on me? I couldn't say. Let's pretend I do. Pick up. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and probably take the cooler. And the way the dolly works is it has internal storage so that I can store more than just like the single item that I can drag around with me. Pick up the liners once I scrap the door. Liners are purchasable, so you don't need to keep liners for running a reactor. You'll just end up buying them or even paying for your liners to be like quote unquote refilled. So don't worry about like stockpiling a whole bunch of liners for long burns or anything like that. It's unnecessary. It's not a high value item to have in that way. This backpack is in 90% condition. That's kind of nicer than mine. Let's switch them. Once I have a more illustrious ship, the plan is to have like backpacks for every type of material that we necessarily want, but I'm not doing that right now. There we go. We have a backpack that doesn't look like it's been through a horror flick, which is kind of nice. Oh, another videotape. Yeah, one covered in ketchup. Yeah, it's totally ketchup, guys. That's exactly right. All right. We've got a reactor core, pellet feeders. And I think that's... Oh, another IR sensor. I don't know the quality of these IR sensors. Like, I don't... It's a recent addition to the game, so I don't, off the top of my head, know, like, which ones are better. But let's repair this one all the same. Ooh, and our skills are getting better. I am definitely repairing faster than I ever have before. Bradlocker, thank you for the resub. Alright, this reactor core, I'm going to restore first, and then uninstall it, because it will uninstall into 4 different segments. So restoring it first will allow us to skip that phase. And actually, I really don't have a lot of space on my ship for it, now that I think about it. And it has field coils underneath that are damaged. So field coils are required for the reactor core. You can't really have one without the other. Because the fusion field coils is what like allows you to sort of jettison your exhaust out to space, so that you cook yourself. I mean, I'll just say it's a requirement. It's like having an exhaust pipe for a car. We are very much running out of space, though. The other thing that I have not yet analyzed is whether or not this, the ship I'm here for, has any valuable floor tiles. I don't think it, no, I take that back. It does, this bathroom. So although I just pressurized my ship, I don't think I'm going to revisit that, actually. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. pick up the dolly and put some of this stuff down. What is going? Where are you going with this? Can't place the item on the dolly? Like hell you can't. What the heck? Pick it up! No, in the... Okay. Whatever. I don't really need the money, so I'm going to leave it here. Alright, pick up the dolly. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to cut the visor and do a batch uninstall of floors here. Yeah, it's oversized. True. That's what was going on. Because I don't necessarily want to immediately depressure the ship. The plan is to amass a whole lot of extra floor tiles, because wall tiles are pretty easy to come by, because, you know, there's only like one mobile light wall, but there's a bunch of different mobile light floors. So the floor tiles are the hard part. And once I have a bunch of floor tiles that I want to use for the redesign, then turning off the O2 pump and aux pump, and then doing like a batch, a batch redesign. So essentially doing it in phases. Come on, pick it up. Alright, that's everything in that... Oh, no. Almost everything in that room. And then... next up is everything in this room. So big picture, I want an area near the airlock for salvage bay, because there's always going to be a need for, like, salvage, right? That's essentially, unless you do a lot of gigs, that's more or less how you make money. There's actually a few ways to make money. Yeah, another not unreasonable way to make money is to flip ships, to basically buy the rights to a ship, or the title, or whatever you want to call it, to the ship, and then make the ship worth using. In fact, here's the checklist. So adding those things on that checklist to the ship, and then selling the ship, maximizing its value, is a really good way to make a lot of money. Now, the goal of this run isn't about money, though, so I'm way less interested to try to amass, like, a massive amount of money, because, like, honestly, I couldn't, I mean, it's not part of the new features of this game. I want combat. So in wanting combat, that means, what that means to me is to get a ship over to Ceres, which means a reactor bay, which is why that's, you know, far more of the important part. All right. The only problem I'm going to have is I don't really have anywhere to put this. Here we go. I'll do this dolly. Done. And then I just have like a stack of walls. No problem. All right, so we grabbed most of the... We're basically full up now. And what makes the most sense is to, like, widen the ship, the back. So for big picture, having the area closest to your airlock for salvage Makes the most sense because it reduces the amount of walking. So the area right here for salvage. Eventually having all the components not be installed here. No kangs, no batteries, no... Maybe some chargers so you can quickly swap batteries. But essentially not having anything here, but salvage and some like battery charger swaps. You know, and maybe some basic atmospherics. And then another compartment in the middle for a reactor, and then the front for your cabin, your navigation or something like that. And then other rooms for, you know, if you want a mess hall, bay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's, you know, need for that as well if you're doing long hauls. So that's big picture. I think there's still stuff of value here, but I'm pretty okay just like leaving it. And I think what I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to start adding floors to this already. Yeah, I'll just do that now. Well, you're installing a wall from that far away? That's impressive. So first things first, I'm replacing the orange way walls, or floors rather, with the ones that look correct. And let's get access to outside. Shelby wants to talk about a legal issue? Yeah, I don't really care, Shelby, sorry. Your problem is not my problem. Thank you for tuning in to Ostranauts, Fire in the Hold, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, fellow ship scrappers.